One, I am Daisy X Machina, the drag queen detective that investigates all things speculative in science fiction, fantasy, and horror. And this is a Get Ready With Me where I put on drag makeup to film videos later today. And we see Lynette here, yay, and Lori's here, yay. Thank you both for showing up. And to anyone else who's watching, how did your reading go this week? I got the Brandon Sanderson third secret novel because I got caught up in all the hype about his Kickstarter. And so this is the third ebook I got. And it's okay. I think it may be my least favorite of the three so far, but his world building is spectacular. This has a very prominent romance B plot, which I'm okay. Um, but the world building's great. It took me a little bit to get into it. Uh, for what it, maybe I wasn't in the right mind space when I started reading it. It's called Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, which I love the title, by the way. Um, it's very Asian inspired, so I don't know if that's going to raise eyebrows for anyone. I don't think it should matter unless there's anything offensive. I don't think there's anything offensive. Um, but yeah, I'm probably 70% into that book. And what else did I read? And I finished something. Oh, I finished the all the As Earth as It Is. No, yeah, As Earth on Earth as It Is in Television. Jeez, the book I got for Shove It or Shove It, which I really liked. I really enjoyed it. And I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads. It's probably less than that, but round up. And it's the writing is kind of special. It's more character driven. The writing's kind of literary, stream of consciousness type, but it's more character driven rather than plot driven. So anyway. Okay, Lynette's finished 4 books as usual. Cool Gamer's here. Hey, Cool Gamer. Always see you in the Lisa Daily live stream. Cappuccino is here. City in the Stars by Arthur C. Clarke said 2 billion years in the future, what remains of the human race live in a utopia. Oh, interesting. I don't know if I've read that one. I don't. The 2 billion years in the future would have stuck with me, I think. Oh, you can hardly hear me? Oh my gosh, she read Boat on the Sticks. I still have my Banksy, and let me turn up my feed. Let me just turn up my feed just to squosh. Hold on. Okay, let me know if that's any better. Yeah, I have the Banksian video that I did ages ago. Not ages ago, but like 3 weeks ago. But I keep putting it off because, okay, here's the thing. I have the mid-year freakout tag, which I filmed a couple weeks ago, but I bumped that to do another Heinlein video because I wanted to keep up momentum because my first Heinlein video went viral for me. And I was kind of hoping the second one would do like maybe a quarter of the views because I know it would go down because of the algorithm and my channel membership. But it didn't do that great. I mean, it still did very well for my channel, but it wasn't. I was like hoping for like 3K views, and it's like half of that. But again, still great for my channel. But that meant I bumped the mid-year freakout tag Today, I kind of want to do a video on the Hugo nominees. They were just released for 2023. But that's kind of timely too. So I'm thinking maybe I should release that this week and then bump the freakout tag, which would bump the Banksian. And then we're up into shelve it or shove it territory. So I don't know. Finished with Fits in the Fool. Fool's Fate. Is that the last one? I love that one. Okay, sorry, Cap. I don't know what else, how else I could turn this up without it getting distorted. Yeah, everything looks. Okay, how does it sound now? Let me know how my sound is from this moment on, because there is something called automatically adjust mic volume. So I'll just turn that off. So maybe it's better. I don't know. Oh, the next Banksian to find out what happens to the women. Let me know how that goes, because I wasn't quite sure if the series is actually a continuation of that storyline. And if you don't know what we're talking about, the Styx novel is about a men's club, but the very, very last chapter, and there's conversations among men, but the very, very last chapter, we actually see the women take over the houseboat. So who knows? Okay, that's better. Okay, good. So I'll have to remember in the future to turn that thing off. It's part of StreamYard. I got to get started on some makeup. So I was thinking of doing pink. Just one color pink, because I haven't done pink in a while. But I know every time I do pink, it looks purple. So I don't know. But let's just go ahead and start putting some eyeshadow down. I do think it's kind of interesting though. Why did my Heinlein video, why was that the one that really took off? And I think it's just that there's just a lot of Heinlein fans out there that don't see much many videos about his writing. But he is such a polarizing figure, for sure. I might try to do two levels to a cut crease. You also reread the Agatha Christie book. Oh, I was telling Lynette last week I was watching this not Netflix, Amazon Prime show set in Tasmania, which I liked. I don't think Lynette liked it. But I was trying to figure out the tone because on Amazon Prime it said it was a comedy, and it is funny, but it's not like a sitcom. It's more what's the word when actors play a part straight? Like without trying to be funny, just having quirky characters. And I was trying to think what it was reminding me of because I thought the tone was so different than what I'm used to. And I think it was reminding me of Twin Peaks, that show from the David Lynch show from the 90s. Just in terms of sort of that dry, humorous style. Okay, what am I doing? And The Wager, which is about a shipwreck mutiny in 1740, one of the survivors was 16 years old. John Byron, who was the grandfather of the poet. Oh, interesting. Written by David Gran, who wrote Killers of the Flower Moon. So, Lynette, are you going to be spinning your wheel today? Okay, so that's a pink. Okay, how am I going to do this? I think I'm going to go with black to do the bottom. Okay, I think I am going to go with purple. Just trying to do a two-tone thing here. I'm going to try this pinky purple. Okay. Oh boy, I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I haven't started watching, which I really ought to, is the new Star Trek Strange Worlds. Because I really liked how the first season was sort of reminiscent to the original series. Yay, Lynette's gonna spin. Yeah, I would call, if we're talking about Deadlock, that's the name of the series, a dark comedy. Just lightly absurd. Well, it gets a little bit absurd, but it's basically a police procedural with this small town woman in Tasmania in a town called Deadlock. And there's a murder in the town, and she sent this wacky, not wacky, but the strong personality of another woman who tries to railroad things, and she's very loud and obnoxious, and I like the series. West with Giraffes, bum ba dum ba bum. About an orphan teenager who has to help transport 2 giraffes across the USA during the Depression. That's different. Iron, Fire, and Ice, which is the history that inspired Game of Thrones. That's very interesting. You have not watched it either, not sure why. Yeah, it's like, I guess you have to be in a certain mood. I don't know. Every time I try this double cut crease, it never goes the way I want it. So I could tell one thing, or these colors are too similar. This pink almost looks red. Okay, there we go. Oh, you watched a couple of the episodes of Ray Bradbury Theater? It's very, very dated. Um, it's from I think the 80s. Yeah, I think the 80s. Um, but it's interesting because I guess Ray Bradbury was involved because at the start of each episode you see so Bradbury kind of introducing the episode at, like Alfred Hitchcock did in Alfred Hitchcock Presents. And I don't know if it was filmed in Bradbury's actual office or not, but he has a great office, whatever that filming location was. And then they do his short stories. So in my opinion, the special effects don't really hold up. And in my opinion, some of the stories are hard to translate from writing to film, because a lot of Bradbury's writing is just on the prose level. Sort of on a literary sense of what makes the stories good. Enjoyed them. I didn't remember these two stories, so I do remember others. Like, I think the one I talked about last week was, you reminded me, it's called The Svelte, about the kids who trap their parents in a holodeck or something. I liked the dramatic presentation, but it was a lot more creepier as a short story. Okay, here's my issue with pink again. It's coming up with two or shades that blend out together. I remember the Martian Chronicles, which I think also in the 80s with Rock Hudson. Within a mini-series format. But it's a reminder how how much of that novel is a stitch-up novel or fix-up novel. That it felt like it could have been. Like an episodic TV series. Need to rewatch The Outer Limits. I love The Outer Limits. And Twilight Zone. And they've done, Cap likes it. And they've done, Night Gallery wasn't as good as the others. It was interesting. That one was more up and down, I think. I think after Fool's Fate, I will read something light or something short. And I'll take a good break before starting the next Elderling series. Fair enough. Fair enough. It wasn't great. Martian Chronicles wasn't great. I have to spend money on a book next month. It is a book about the history of my family. Oh, right. And your reunion is next month. Okay. Oh, Martian Chronicles. Oh, you haven't read Martian Chronicles? Yeah. It's called a fix-up novel because it takes a lot of short stories that Bradbury published during the 40s, 50s, maybe not the 40s, but 50s. And they're all connected by his imagination or his imagining of the colonization of Mars. And they are compiled together in the Martian Chronicles. So like every chapter may have like a different character, a different time period, but it sort of follows a sequence of events. Definitely worth reading just for the writing. Okay, so I'm not sure the best way to, let me start with some black. "200 years next month since your ancestor arrived in Tasmania, Van Diemen's Land. as a convict. He got 7 years for stealing 3 shirts. Oh my goodness. Why? Very harsh sentence. Okay, I need to focus. Why did I start doing this eye look? Why didn't, I don't know. I always think this look would be cool on me, always forgetting that I don't know how to draw a straight line. So on Netflix, there is a new season of Black Mirror. And I really love the first, the prior seasons. I mean, it's like Twilight Zone, Outer Limits, whatever. But it's the prior season mostly focused on like new technology, social media, things kind of relevant to 21st century technology. And this new season, the first episode is excellent, the one with Selma Hayek. And it seemed to follow that tradition of extrapolating what could happen with new technology in the 21st century. But then the other episodes, they were speculative, but it could have been any anthology series, you know. It wasn't necessarily the Black Mirror I was expecting. So I only recommend the first episode, but you know, if you want to watch them, watch them. Okay, so I need to okay, this is where things get tricky. I'm going to try to place a white line then maybe even fill it with some glitter or some silver. Typical sentence back in those days, the sentences were 7 years, 14 years, or life. But once they ship you out, I mean, if you want to come back, you have to pay passage, right? So you're pretty much stuck there. Come assigned servants when they arrive unless their behavior was bad. If they got into further trouble, they could be sentenced to a chain gang. Wow. Wow. Okay, I need to. Okay, I need a teeny tiny. Oh, so many regrets about this book. I mean, look. Oh my gosh. My ancestor once got 30 lashes for swearing at the woman he was assigned to. Man, our histories can be just so gross. Okay. I know they say history repeats itself, but isn't there always a hope that we can evolve? Okay. What video are you planning to film today? Well, my plan was to do a video on the Hugo Awards. They've just been nominated, or the nominees have just been announced. And so I thought that would be fun. I may also film Shelve It or Shove It just to have it done for next month. I know some friends of mine are supposed to stop by sometime this month, so I'll have to cancel one of these live streams, but Well, it's either this month or in the beginning of next month. Actually, right now, my brother-in-law and sister-in-law and family are staying with us in Vegas just for the weekend. But while I'm in here doing this, they're out there in the pool. Yes, I have a swimming pool, but everyone does in Vegas, so it's not. I'm not richy rich. Okay. So I just wanted to define that. My father's side, we have 10 convicts, all free settlers on my mom's side. Huh. That's interesting. Okay, so I wanted to do I really wanted a dark purple. Hold on. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. Okay, so what I wanted to do is have this purple sort of merge into black. Does a book that wouldn't burn end on a cliffhanger? I'm trying to decide whether to use this month. Audible. Oh, I wonder how it is on Audible. Um, yeah. Well, it's not a. It's not a cliffhanger that's. It's a soft cliffhanger. It's not a. It's not like a car going over the cliff. Not that type of thing. I really did enjoy that book, though. I mean, I'm not mad that I read it, even though it's the first book in a series, and the second book probably won't be out till next year. But can you even see the purple now? Yeah, but that book's definitely up there. So far is my top book of 2023, but who knows what the rest of the year will bring. You know, I almost picked up. Oh, by the way, since I was looking up the Hugo Awards, since I'm planning on doing a video on it, the Hugo Awards are taking place in China this year. And one of the hosts, or the, whatever you call it, the special guest is, I forgot the name, Zijing, whoever wrote the Three-Body Problem. And I almost started reading it, except I realized, I thought it was going to be like a trilogy. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to read this trilogy. Then I saw it was 4 books, and now I'm not even sure if that's the end of the series. So, yeah, let me know if you've read it. Is it a quartet of books, or are there more planned, or can I just read the first 3 and get the, because a lot of times the 4th book is just not really as part of the arc, but just sort of an add-on because the series was popular. Oh, another interesting thing about the Three-Body Problem, it's going to be a Netflix series. I definitely want to see it before the Netflix series, I think. Okay. And I think I'm gonna. Fit to be Red's here. Oh, Fit, I don't know if you just heard me. Tell me about the three-body problem. Is it a trilogy? Can I just read 3 books and be done? Or is it a quartet and I have to read all 4? Or is it a series that isn't finished yet? Because I don't know. Sometimes, starting really long series, you just have to be in a mood. Wow, Lynette, 85 books this year. Cold winters. Okay. But yeah, I saw a trailer, a preview of the Three Body Problem on Netflix, and it looks pretty good. So okay, so oh shoot. So many makeup regrets today. What am I doing? Three Body is decent, but the sequels are so good, so you could stop after the first one. Oh, interesting. Okay. There are 4 books, right? If I read those 4 books, are we done? Or is there is the story continuing? Okay, it is 3 books. The final book, Death's End, is one of the most ideas-rich sci. Why did I see 4 books? Okay, I'm going to have to look that up again. Because if it's 3 books, I'm just going to read the trilogy. Okay, my eyes are getting so crusty, I'm going to have to use some micellar water to clean some of this up. I have to say, I really did like the Adrian Tchaikovsky's Final Architect series. But sometimes I always feel like I pick up the wrong books. Like, should I have actually read The Children of Time instead of the Final Architects? I don't know. Like T. Kingfisher, I really wanted to, I loved The Wizard's Guide to Baking. Loved that book. So I wanted to do one of their horror novels, and I picked up the wrong novel. I know I did. I picked up The House Was Good with Good Bones, which I just thought was okay, but it certainly didn't live up to the hype of T. Kingfisher. Although I really do love how that author does voice as a writing style. But I should have picked up a different T. Kingfisher horror. Okay. Just finished Dark Forest. It was so good. The Waitlist for Death's End. Dark Forest is a sequel to Three Body, so it goes Three Body, Dark Forest, and then Death's End. Okay. Okay, you guys convinced me. If this is a trilogy, I'm going to read it sometime this year. Maybe not right away. I mean, I do think I should still capitalize on the momentum of that Heinlein video that went viral. And I don't want it to become the Heinlein channel. But I definitely want to do the one of ranking the juveniles. And I just need to read 3 more juveniles and I can do that video. Oh, fudge, what am I doing? What am I doing? I didn't want to do it. Okay. I'm going to do purple. This is not the shade I wanted. Yeah, I apologize if today's going to take longer makeup-wise because I am just all over the place. Okay. Do I have dark blue? This is really looking pink. Okay, blue and red make purple. I know that. Okay, here we go. Like your videos about the series fit. You helped me get excited to jump back into it. Yeah, I think fit, if we're talking about three body problem, yeah, I think you're the first one I heard talk about it. Like ranking videos, top 10, 10 things you didn't know. Yeah, I do want to do 10 things of Asimov. And I was going to do it a while ago, except I got thrown by that revelation that he was such a sexist. Really threw me. Okay, so I want to putting down the silver. Yep. Okay. Read about Asimov not able to keep his hands to himself. Wasn't a surprise to me. It was a surprise to me, because I guess you expect too much of people, I guess. Okay. Yeah, because, I mean, say what you will about Harlan Ellison. I don't think many people who watched that clip of him and Connie Willis would think that there was anything, he was doing anything sexual. It wasn't for sexual gratification. It's just a joke in very poor taste type thing. Whereas Asimov seemed to think groping women was sort of a thing men should do and not feel ashamed of. Think. Things are really going wonky on these eyes. Where? And I'm like putting down brushes and they're disappearing right before my eyes. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we can only hope this will turn out. He certainly didn't mention it in his biographies, but he did write a book. What was it called? It was something like the Dirty Old Man Manifesto or something like that. We're talking about Asimov. And he wrote it under Dr. A was the name, a sort of a humorous satire book, but a discussion of how men could, or why older men should be excused for groping women, that type of thing. Very long autobiographies. Gene Roddenberry was really notorious, but kind of adjacent. I had a teacher who couldn't keep his hands off girls. At the time, we did not realize how bad that was. We just called him a dirty old man and put up with it. Well, that's why I say, I hope, oh gosh. I hope we are evolving. As a species. Okay, so I hope when I go to the chroma cake, we can fix whatever's going on. I don't know if you guys saw the Mad Men show, or at least heard about it, but it wasn't that long ago, 50 years ago, where that show took place, but how different the attitudes were and toxic the attitudes were for women that were just accepted, not just by men, but by the women. Okay. Use this. We'll try this. Going back to Heinlein, I was getting some really interesting comments or speculation on the videos, especially the one about Heinlein and women. A lot of people like to play armchair psychiatrists. Like one of the commenters said she was male to female trans and believed for some of these Heinlein's works that he may have been struggling with trans issues in like No Fear, No Evil. And some people vehemently disagreed with that. Some people speculating that Heinlein's exploration into incest, and it happened in his life when he was, or he wrote about it in his life when he was either really sick or really old or both. Maybe he was processing something that happened to him when he was young. But it's all speculation. I mean, no one ever knows. You can't really, you can only read his writing and form your own experiences from. What we do have. Yeah, there is, I think, a 2-volume biography, but the one I'm interested in is the one, which really isn't a biography of Heinlein. Hold on. By Alec Nevala-Lee, Nevala-Lee, who wrote about sort of the coming together of Heinlein, Campbell, Asimov, and Hubbard. I mean, I think it's mostly about Campbell, but how he affected those writers and those writers affected him. And it seems really interesting. Okay, so why does the outside look so? That's better. So I think those are the eyes done. Still have yet to read the bios on James Herbert and C.M. Kornbluth. The bio of Charles Beaumont coming out, died well in their 30s. Who wrote? I think of H. Beam Piper. Who wrote The Fuzzies? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Anyway, he had a very strange life. I wonder, is there a biography on Piper? Am I thinking of the right guy? He took his own life because he didn't think his books were successful or something. He wasn't successful as a writer just before he became really popular. But one of the speculations was he took his life because he didn't want his wife to get the insurance money because he hated her so much, or his ex-wife. But yeah, I don't know if there's been a bio about him, but he just, it seemed like an interesting story. Okay, I'm going to clean this up a little bit and say it's done. Okay. Okay. Like the pink or purple. Yeah, it turned out okay. I don't know how it's going to look on camera. I don't know why I try these double cut crease. They never, oh well. Not read any HB and Piper for years. In your new wig in the video you released this week. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Let me put on some blush and then we'll do lips and eyelashes and then for lips, I'm going to attempt not to go as big as I did last week. It's your new favorite. That wig is the sort of blue and lavender. Okay. Okay, we're going to do small lips this week. I mean, we're still going to overline, but not. Okay. Yeah, I knew that about HB and Piper because someone commented that I should do a retro video on him, so I was looking him up and seeing his life story. I think it was someone who was an author, indie author, that wanted me to review one of his books, and it was like, oh, my books are like Piper's books, and you might want to do a video about Piper. It's always weird to me when I get a request to do something on booktube or YouTube. Because first of all, I'm such a small channel that it feels like it must be a scam if they're asking me. And usually it's something I just ignore, like oh, we'll give you free jewelry if you sponsor this stupid looking necklace that I would never wear in drag. Or, oh, one I got, I can't believe this, but they sent me, I would get a free sex toy if I did a video about their sex toy. And I'm like, have you seen my channel? Where where did you get the idea in a million years that I do reviews of sex toys? Okay. Put on some gloss. And let's see if these eyes come together with lashes. I can only hope. Okay, I think I need new lashes. Trying to reuse this pair that I've been having for what's this? This is fascinating watching me scavenge through eyelashes. Thought I found another pair I could reuse, but whoop. What are these? These are lashes that came from the person that gives wigs. Sometimes he'll send a free pair of eyelashes. Okay, why not? Let's try these. Okay. These are really thin, but they're thickish. Scam sponsors and weird endorsement offers out there. I've heard other booktubers talk about it a little. I use YouTube Premium to avoid ads and do not appreciate when endorsements are embedded in videos. I don't mind when people endorse. I mean, I guess because I'm a YouTuber and know how little money there actually is, that if someone wants to have it sponsor, I'm fine with it. I do appreciate when they timestamp it, like when your sponsorship starts and ends. So if I'm not interested in watching that, I can just skip through it. And I like it more when the sponsorship sort of makes sense for the channel. Like if there was a publisher or something that sponsors booktubers, I think would be great. But a lot of times it's like vitamin pills or weird things. I'm like, what's this have to do with the people who watch your channel? These lashes are so light. Kind of like it that you don't really feel them on your eyes, but I kind of also prefer like thicker more draggy lashes. I don't know. These lashes look okay to you? They don't. Okay, I may change them in a little bit because they seem like they're wonky. They're just so light. Lorky, thank you for subscribing. Hey, Queen. Oh, you like the lashes? I can't decide. Okay, I don't want to be here all day. Let's finish up this look with okay, I got my long dark wig. I thought it would some big old earrings. Why is this clip so hard? Okay. And this big old wig. Just hit the microphone. Sorry if that. Okay. I think this is the final look once I put on some gloves. 6:42 a.m. I think I'll go back to bed after this stream. Oh, I can't believe you get up so early for this. Really appreciate it, Lynette. See, can I zoom out? So you can get the full fabulous look. Oh, this microphone. Okay. So I think it turned out okay. I don't know. This double cut crease thing is just a lot of work. I don't know if it's worth it. As opposed to my other looks, I don't know. I'm just just do these drag looks for booktube or YouTube. And yeah, like I said, Hugo Award nominations today, maybe shove it or shove it. This week, I may release, let me know in the comments, should I release the Hugo Award nominations because they've just been, the names have just been released, or should I just go ahead and do the mid-year list or mid-year freakout tag? I don't know. I don't know. The flash is driving me nuts. Okay. Anyway, that's all I have. I hope to see you guys next week. I plan to be here. And as usual, may all the books you read be blessed.